Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I've gotten quite a few comments and questions around what do I do as it relates to investing in the stock market. And I'm gonna walk you guys through that in this video. Now I have two ways I invest in the stock market. The first way I invest is through my retirement accounts. The second way I invest is through non-retirement accounts. But let's dive into the retirement accounts. Now, when I was 30 years old, I decided I would start investing for my retirement. And I did that through my employer that I was working for at the time. I started out small. I started out investing about 6% pre-tax dollars into my 401k. Now the 401k is offered by a lot of employers. Normally what it does, it allows the employee to invest, and those investments are determined by whoever the plan administrator or the employer. So that's what I did when I was 30 years old. I started investing in my 401k. Now I started out at 6% because that's all I could afford. And back to what I talk about quite a bit, pay yourself first. That's when I started paying myself first, when I started investing in the 401k. A company that I worked for at the time offered a match, but you had to put at least 6% of your money in order to get the full match. From there, I just continued to escalate the level of commitment that I was going to make to that 401k. As I continued to get raises, as I continued to do better at work, bonuses, I continue to move my percentage of investment up until I got to about 10%. Now let's move on and let's talk a little bit about my non-retirement accounts. Those would be my accounts that I use for everything else that's not related to retirement. And I use those funds differently, and I invest in those particular accounts different than I invest in my retirement accounts. And the reason being is that money I need to grow at an aggressive pace, because that's the money I'm using to invest in real estate, luxury watch sales, or any other investment that I decide I want to invest in. That's where I take the cash from. But I'm very specific in what I invest in. I only invest in things that I know, which is financial stocks. If you're looking for advice on what you should invest in, I recommend that you go find a licensed financial advisor to kind of walk you through all the different areas of investing as it relates to the stock market or mutual funds or exchange traded funds, whatever. Go get you some professional help and they'll walk you through that. For the purposes of this video, I wanted to just talk about those two ways I invest. Let's go back to number one, which is my retirement accounts. Over the last 20 years, like I've said, I've been putting in 10% pre-taxed, and I've been getting the full match from whichever employer that I've been employed with dollar cost averaging. And all dollar cost averaging is you systematically, on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, monthly basis, you automatically invest into that retirement account. Now the way that works is you'll invest the same amount. Obviously, if you're investing 10% and you're making $1,000 a month, $100 a month will go into that investment account every month. Some months, your investments that you'll be buying will cost you less. Some months they will cost more. But over time, with that dollar cost averaging, that's a really good way for someone to be able to invest a specific amount of money and get the maximum return on it. Because what will happen is, like I mentioned earlier, some months you're gonna buy more into that investment. That $100 will buy more investment. And in some months that $100 may buy less of the investment in your 401k. But over the long haul, typically that's a pretty powerful way to earn money. And for me, guys, it's been extremely powerful. My 401k is a pretty good size since I've been investing for the last 20 years in it. If you guys have been following the stock market over the last several weeks, you'll see that the Dow is up historic highs. And a couple of reasons why I think it's up and stocks are doing well is, one, the China-US trade talks have taken a positive turn. So I think you'll see in the next weeks, a month, you'll see a deal in place for the US-China trade agreement. So I think that's helping the stock market because investors are feeling more confident that the US and China will strike a deal which will affect the global economy, because we're two of the largest economies in the world, China and the United States. So what we do impacts the whole world. And I think investors like myself, like many of you, have confidence in that. So it helps increase the value of the Dow. The second thing is our unemployment is at an all-time low as well. People are continuing to get jobs in the US. So that jobs report that just came out was very, very good. And that also bodes well because more confidence in the market, more people that are employed, more money out in the economy, more things get purchased, companies do better. So as that jobs report was another big key that helped the Dow, in my opinion, go up and hit historic highs. I'm invested pretty heavily in some financial stocks and they are killing it. They're doing extremely well. So I've seen some huge jumps in appreciation in my portfolio just based on that. And the reason I'm able to do all of this is because I started 20 years ago investing in a 401k. And then over time, I just started learning on my own, researching. And I have talked with several licensed investment advisors. Although I do all my investing myself, I got several friends who are licensed investment advisors that give me advice from time to time, but ultimately it's on me. So the investments I make, if they pan out and they do well, I take all the credit. If they do not pan out and they do poorly, I take all the blame, and I'm comfortable with that. So guys, I hope, you're doing something. My whole goal of telling you guys this is you don't have to be a sophisticated investor to get started. What you need to do is find out, okay, if you're working for someone and you have an employer, you need to ask them, do they have a 401k you can invest in? And if they say yeah, then they'll walk you through what you need to do to get started. If you are not working for a company who has a 401k, then I would say talk with the licensed investment advisor and set your own IRA up. They can tell you exactly what types of IRAs are available, and then at that point you can match those IRAs that best fit your financial situation, and then just start. I don't care if you got 50 bucks a month to put in there. Set it up from an automatic, so it takes it out of your account automatically. Over time, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, that money that you're putting in, although it may seem small today, can grow into a big number. Now, nothing's guaranteed. You can lose in the stock market, you can lose in your 401k, but you can also gain. So nothing's guaranteed, but that's the reason why you get you some professional help to make sure you're crystal clear on what your game plan is and what you want to do. But I would say get started. That's the number one thing. Get started. Because you guys got to understand, investing in the stock market, at least for me, and investing in my 401k are all long-term strategies. Now, the money that I have that I use in non-retirement accounts to do my investing, that's still, in my opinion, a long-term strategy, even though I use it for short-term uses. That's why I keep it there, and I don't keep it in an instrument that doesn't earn any money. I keep it in the market. Now, I also have money that I don't keep in the market at all. I just put aside for a rainy day fund that I keep at the bank in an FDIC insured account. So if everything fell apart, I still have some cash I can get a hold of. I just started investing when I was 30, and for the last 20 years, guys, I just consistently kept doing it. And then I've seen my portfolio grow and grow and grow and grow. And now it's, in my opinion, it's really nice to know that when I'm ready to retire, I got this money that's saved up, that's just sitting there if I need it. That's just nice to know. But it didn't happen overnight. It happened over 20 years. So you guys can do it too. I don't care what age you are. You can be 20 or you can be 40. You can be whatever age you are, you can start investing in your future. So please do that. There are no shortcuts. This video is not about some get rich, oh, do this and you'll be a millionaire tomorrow. It's not that. It's consistently doing something, putting money away that in time, if you do it right, will set you up nicely for your retirement. It'll also set you up nicely from the non-retirement side. It will set you up nicely to be able to have a chunk of money to be able to invest in real estate, invest in businesses, invest in franchise concepts, invest in other people, you name it. It's nice to be able to have this money because I put a plan in place 20 years ago that helped me along my way. Well, thanks guys for stopping by. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing and share the video. Give me a thumbs up as well. It helps the channel and it helps me too. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Well guys, keep chasing your greatness and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.